Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Tonight is a very special night. We are now about a week and a half away from the NFL draft. We've had a lot of news since our last show. It's the first time on in 2 weeks. This is the AFC East Summit. We got a full crew here tonight. My name is Jake Podger, joined by Chris, Keith, a.k.a. Tyreek's alter ego, and Anthony. And listen, we got a jam-packed show for you, so stick around. More to come after this. What is up, ladies and gentlemen? Excited to be joined by all three other members of the AFC East Summit show tonight. It's the first time we've had a full family show in quite some time. I'm really excited to have Chris back. Chris, that setup looks incredible behind you. I know you're at your new office space there. You're sounding a lot crisper, a lot clearer, and you're looking good, man. So welcome back. We're excited to have you. Anthony, rocking the Wayne Corbett jersey right now, the starter jersey. Back. Heck yeah, man. Heck yeah. And then Keith with the Tyreek's alter ego name tonight, which I absolutely love. And listen, we got a hell of a show for you tonight. So we'll be doing a mock draft, a 4-round mock draft. However, a little twist to things. We will be controlling one of the other teams in the AFC East other than our current team. So I might be controlling the Dolphins. I might be controlling the Pats, the Jets. Who knows? We'll randomize that in a little bit. But first, I want to talk about some news. So this week was the start of OTAs. It was great to see Josh Allen wearing some shorts, giving the thumbs up, and getting back to work. Buffalo Bills social media on absolute fire lately, talking about moles and strange facts and all that good stuff. Whoever runs that account is brilliant. Absolutely love it. But fellas, how we doing? Chris, I'm going to start with you because it's been so long. How are you, sir? I think the latest news from the Pats is that they re-signed or extended Kyle Duggar to a monster deal. So how are you tonight, sir?
I'm doing well. You know, I can't complain. Work has got me really busy lately, but
Uh-oh.
Hold on, can you hear me, guys?
Yeah. Yep, we can hear you. Now we can hear you. I think there's a little bit of a delay, a little bit of a lag with your audio, but keep going.
Yeah, so work has got me really busy. I can't complain. Besides that, you know, just living the dream, hustling inside the city. So Patriots are looking good. I'm liking the offseason moves, and, you know, it's always good to be with you guys. So just happy to be here.
Absolutely, man. Absolutely. Anthony, some news that broke, I guess, since we did our last show is Hassan Reddick, man. We got to talk a little bit about that. Obviously, he is now a New York Jet, and the Jets made a nice push and a nice trade to get another pass rusher. So how are you feeling? He's coming off a pretty good year, 11 sacks this past year, 16 sacks the previous year. Guy is playing his best football as of recent. He is going to be, I think, 30 this season, but I think you're going to get a good one for a few years at the minimal. But how are we feeling about that trade?
To be honest with you, it's a bit of a waste to me. We had Bryce Huff in the building, and we decided to let him go.
Yeah, it was like a swap almost because Bryce Huff went to the Eagles.
Exactly, a swap. And this is one of the, I don't know. To me, it was another example of poor self scouting. They've had Bryce Huff for 4 years. They knew he's been good for at least 2. They knew that going into this past year, they had him only as a restricted free agent. They put a second-round tender on him, which is to say another team could have claimed him for a second-round pick, and the Jets would have had to match whatever their offer was. I understand why the league would have left him be for another year because he's only a part-time player, but last year you saw him absolutely bust out. I saw some stat where like they had almost the same number of pressures. The issue is Bryce Huff had those pressures in about half the number of snaps that Hassan Reddick did. Mm-hmm. I saw some people talking about how Hassan Reddick is better against the run. Well, that's probably the least valuable thing a defensive end can get you, is play against the run.
We know that firsthand here with Greg Rousseau. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Like, you know, you can do that. You can find a Shaq Lawson. They're in free agency for about $3 million. What you're not going to get is that many pressures out of a 26-year-old. Like, they had him controlled for the next couple of years or so. They decided to let that go and go with Hassan Reddick, who's great. Hassan Reddick is a great defensive end, but like, you had one.
Yeah, that's a good point.
They don't have Hassan Reddick past this year. That's the other thing. It's only for a 1-year deal. So I saw people talking about how, well, they could just let him walk, and maybe they get a comp pick for a 3rd or a 4th rounder that'll make up for the third rounder that we traded. It's like, great. We're trading a 3rd round pick for a guy that we might get a 3rd round pick for in 2 years. Let's hope that 3rd round pick turns out to be Bryce Huff. It's like the Family Guy meme.
If it's any consolation, the people in Philadelphia, sports talk radio hosts and fans alike, are devastated at losing Hassan Reddick to you guys.
I mean, I understand that from your perspective because he's almost a homegrown player for you. He did nothing for the Patriots.
Yeah.
Signed him for very little. He became one of the top-tier edge rushers in the NFL under your tutelage. He's almost a homegrown player for you guys, too.
Well, he is. He's from Camden.
For no reason.
Yeah. He's from Camden, New Jersey. And he went to Temple. So he's from right across the river. He's a hometown player for the Eagles. But beyond that, they don't think Bryce Huff is proven enough, and Hassan Reddick is proven to be a 10 sack a year guy, which is
I think Howie Roseman has been proven to find talent. And I think the fact that you have the Philadelphia Eagles talk radio still talking about we need proven when we've had Howie for 10 years or so, brought you guys to a couple of Super Bowls already.
Yeah. Well,
easily considered among cap guys. I mean, I don't consider myself a cap guy, but I know about the cap. Easily considered to be like the tier 1, the S tier cap team in the NFL. Roster management off the charts. What you just did with Devonta Smith, I think go ahead.
No, I lean to your side on this one. If I'm being honest with you, the Eagles fans are very reactionary. I have a friend who writes for one of the Philly magazines, and he was saying how something to the effect of like the Saquon Barkley move for the Eagles was Howie Roseman trying to keep his job. I said, Howie Roseman's job shouldn't be in jeopardy, but this is what Eagles fans talk about constantly. They talk about, the Eagles didn't make the Super Bowl for one season. Is Howie Roseman on the hot seat?
Yeah,
it's ridiculous stuff.
Radio guys need to keep a job too, I guess.
Yeah,
amen to that. Speaking of that, Devonta Smith just got a monster extension, 3 years.
Phenomenal piece, because that they have to turn around and give CeeDee Lamb at least 10% more than Devonta got, because CeeDee is one of the top 5 receivers in the NFL, and Devonta maybe fringe top 10, top 15.
Well, and I mean, as it pertains to the Dolphins, Devonta Smith just got his deal. What does that mean for Jalen Waddle? Dolphins just picked up a 5th-year option.
Yep.
I think Jalen Waddle has proven a little bit more in this league than Devonta Smith.
Yeah.
Which means he's probably going to get a bigger contract.
Yep.
The Eagles got in on the ground floor of this whole wide receiver extension.
They keep doing it. They did the same thing with Jalen Hurts. They got in on the ground floor with Jalen Hurts. Guess what? Burrow had to get more. Josh Allen's probably going to have to get a raise at some point. They keep front loading money to Patrick Mahomes, so that deal is going to have to keep paying him out more money. Dak Prescott's going to get God knows how much money on the open market next year.
Oh, I know. It's going to be ridiculous. And the Cowboys are not budging, so he's most likely going to be a free agent. So curious to see what goes down there. Safe to say the Cowboys will probably be taking a quarterback in the first round next season, maybe even this year. Who knows? Maybe they're a sleeper team to take a quarterback in the draft.
I could see it, Jake. I could see them taking like a Michael Penix later on in the first round there. I have to admit, I'm not entirely certain what the Cowboys' strategy this offseason was because they're just letting guys walk out the door and not bringing anybody back in. They have the cap space to make some signings.
Yeah.
And they're letting Dak Prescott play out the last year of his deal. They're basically putting Dak Prescott and their coach
Mike McCarthy.
Mike McCarthy, yes. Putting both of them on notice This is your last year to get something done. Otherwise, we're tearing it down and building it back up again.
Yeah.
Nothing else has worked, I suppose, for Jerry Jones. So I guess this is his last resort strategy. I guess that's where we're at now.
Mm-hmm.
But
yep,
can't say I agree. You don't let a quarterback like Dak Prescott walk out the door, in my opinion.
No, and he's a good quarterback. And listen, I know when it comes to the playoffs, he hasn't won anything. I'm not going to put that totally on Dak. Some of it is on coaching. Some of it is on just the defense not being able to capitalize under Dan Quinn. Like,
are we putting the playoff loss against the Packers on Dak Prescott when the defense couldn't stop the Packers all afternoon? Aaron Jones ran wild on them. You know.
Yep, I agree. Just want to go to the comments here. I'm going to go back to one of the first comments I saw from my boss, Mr. Sam Violante. I got to listen. Anytime someone says that I look like Josh Allen, and I know he might be messing with me on this, I got to pull it up because it's a huge ego boost for me. And then Mike doubling down, saying, with Josh Allen working for you, should be a big advantage for your company. You would think that. Maybe it is. Problem is, I do most of my work over the phone, not necessarily over camera. I should just FaceTime because I'm a recruiter. Yeah. So I should just FaceTime all my candidates in the future. What do you think, Sam? They have an iPhone, just go FaceTime. Straight up. They won't even know what's coming for them. A lot of times they see that number and they're like 716. And people are hit or miss to answer, but if they want a job, they'll answer. So that would be a very interesting strategy. Wear my Bills gear, put on my best Josh Allen look. Maybe we can make something happen. I love that, Mike. Heck yeah. Time for UFL football. Great to see you, sir. Yes, I know you mentioned Chase Garbers going on IR with a wrist injury. Not sure if you guys have been following the UFL, but this guy was a front runner for the MVP, quarterback for the San Antonio Brahmas. Hell of a name. Unfortunately, going to be out for the rest of the year. So sad to see it, man. I have been tuning in. Listen, Jake Bates, he might need to stay in Detroit. What do you think? I mean, the Michigan Panthers kicker, this guy is unbelievable. He's hit 260-plus yard field goals, and the dude just doesn't miss. He's a hell of a kickoff specialist, which is definitely going to be maybe a new need now, considering the new kickoff rules and all that. And he's got a hell of a leg, so he might just have to stay right there in Detroit. They might be in need of a kicker as it is, so would love to see it. But yes, I have been tuning in. He also mentioned the Eagles need tight ends. Hurts doesn't like Dallas Goedert. I don't necessarily believe that, but I definitely, from a fantasy perspective, I was hoping for a little more production, but he's still a great tight end. They did just sign
that offense.
Yeah, that's the yep.
Goddard is a distant third. He was a distant third last year. This year, he's probably going to be a distant fourth behind Barkley, Devontae Smith, and A.J. Brown. I like Dallas Goedert too, and I don't think Jalen Hurts doesn't like Dallas Goedert. I just think, there's just that offense is just so freaking loaded.
It is. And by the way, they did just sign, I think they traded or they signed Devontae Parker. That happened not too long ago.
Yes, they did. They did.
Former Patriot and Dolphin Devontae Parker. And then they also signed.
I don't think Chris and I are crying about that one.
No, not at all. And I'm sure Anthony's not crying about this. Maybe he is. CJ Uzama as well to the Eagles. Former Jet. Great Jets tight end.
Yeah, Jet legend.
And listen, Anthony, I'm going to publicly apologize to you because I haven't been able to do so since I last talked to you. But I did go back and watch some film on your boy, Chop Robinson.
Okay.
And I'll say this. While he is green as a prospect, I have never seen a quicker step off the football. I mean, he's special. He was in the backfield before a lot of guys could get out of their stances. And I specifically watched the Illinois and Michigan tapes from this past season, and he was dominant. Yeah. We talked a little bit about him the other night, but I wanted to bring that up too because there's a comment here from UFL Football saying Chop Robinson, a.k.a. Aaron Maben, will be the only one left. I don't know what he's saying about that.
Yeah,
but
Aaron Maben had his career year with the Jets, so you can go ahead and tell us a little bit about what it was like not watching him at his prime.
That was a tough pick, I got to admit. Those were during the dark days of Bills football. So, yeah, hated it. Tough pick, and a Penn State guy too. So
I loved Aaron Maben coming out of Penn State.
So much potential.
Yeah,
Bill's Bunker. Jake, good to see you, sir. Always a pleasure. Let's see. Time for UFL football. You think we need a cornerback, Mike is saying. I have seen Cooper DeJean mocked to the Bills in a few mock drafts. So
I've heard he
I
projects
think
more as a safety in the NFL.
that's what I'm seeing too. Yeah.
Safety is the same as a cover 4 corner, though. You guys
True.
play that kind of system where cornerbacks are staring in the backfield anyway. Honestly, like I wouldn't be shocked if you guys turn around and go grab Xavier Howard. He played great last year in that sort of system for Fangio, and
but the Bills, what the Bills really need are QB.
I love Chris always trying to stir the pot.
Anthony, I would pump the brakes on saying great. Xavier Howard was good for the Dolphins last year. Great. I think he was a little out of his element playing in Vic Fangio's system. I think maybe with another year, maybe he'd be better at it. But
Xavier Howard was better last year than he was the year before, though.
Yeah, he didn't set a very high bar 2 years ago.
That's my point, though. Like he looked like he was ready to be out of the league 2 years ago, and last year he was your best corner. When
Again, that's not setting a very high bar. I mean, Jalen Ramsey was coming off of a meniscus. There's a reason the Dolphins let Xavier Howard go, and it wasn't just money. He's a quarterback. He's a cornerback who's on the wrong side of 30 at this point, and there's not a lot of value there. So while I think he would be a good signing for a team like the Bills or potentially even the Eagles, who Vic Fangio's down there now. Expecting anything more than a decent corner out of Xavier Howard at this point, you're probably expecting too much.
Yeah, I think that's a fair statement for sure. Anthony, we talked about this pre-show a little bit. Thoughts on the Jets' new uniforms? Because they've kind of already worn these in the past.
It's not just like, all right, so we'll talk about the uniforms real quick. Then we'll talk. Then I want to. Do you have the link that I showed you of the new actual logo? But the uniforms this year are the same uniforms that they were not the same uniforms they were using. So like the NFL makes you wear like your same primetime uniforms for like 5 years before you're allowed to switch. These uniforms are basically unpopular for a pretty long time. They've been wearing them since Sam Darnold.
Yeah.
So what they did with the new ones is that they made them their alternates last year, and then they wore their alternates about as many times as they could wear them while the NFL would allow them to. These are basically just sort of, with the exception of the black, they're the same uniforms from the 80s.
Yeah,
it's
exactly.
just something about this team that like the two most popular logos that they've ever had, the two most popular uniforms they've ever had are either from the 80s or from the 60s. Every single time they try to like Nike redo the colors and whatever, like it just kind of looks lame. So I'm fine with the team like cycling between this and the 60s one for the next like 30 years.
Absolutely.
Because I just think that they look fine. I don't like the NFL's like constant adherence to like, at least the Jets especially, to like rebranding an already relatively attractive uniform. I don't like what graphic designers have been doing with them. I just think that they look lame. These are fine. Like green on white. That's all we can ask for. That's all I can hope for.
What do you think of the midnight black on green look?
Yeah. I don't know. I'm not like, no.
I don't know. I think it's cool. I think it's kind of cool looking.
I mean, but everybody has one now.
Right. That's my thing. Everyone started to do like that black, all black alternate.
I like it.
And it is cool. I mean, it still is. I definitely I actually like the green on white. I think that looks super sharp.
Yeah, I like both of them. I like the green on white. I like the white on green. I'm happy with both of them. The new logo, I'm less of a fan of. The new logo, I don't like it all.
This right here.
I think it's, well, it is what it is. But yeah, I'm fine with the uniforms. I loved the Parcells look when they brought it back in the late 90s.
Well, the jersey you're wearing right now, Anthony.
Yeah, this is.
I like the black on green.
I think that's
And this was always like when I played
It's
like
intimidating.
Madden when I was super young, like 12 years old, 13 years old, I used to switch to these as the alternates, just because I like the classic look.
Yep.
I'm with you. I mean, they won a Super Bowl with that uniform too, if you remember. So why
I
not
don't
go back to it?
I wasn't alive then. My team's doing nothing.
None
None
of
of
us
us were.
I'm probably the reason.
Yeah, I will say there's something to be said about those throwback unis. I think it definitely sells best, as we can see from even what the Buccaneers did, bringing back the creamsicles, the Titans with the Oilers uniforms. This year, the Jags announcing they're going to bring back their, and it's not that long ago, but their 90s, 2000s jerseys. Like, I love those. There's
The
something
Dolphins
about
bringing
that
back their
nostalgia.
throwbacks.
The
Dolphins.
Bucks bringing back the creamsicle, I thought was like one of the most interesting ones, because like it's been long enough that the stink is off that color.
Yeah.
But like I lived in Tampa when they switched over, and I swear to God, there was a revolution. They were so happy. They had been such terrible losers for like the entire history of that franchise wearing that color. And it's such a bright and happy color, and to associate with a team that is just always 2-14, like it was a miracle. And that was immediately like, we brandished the curse. They were good from that moment on for like the next 10 years or so. So like bringing back that color now that the stink is off, it's pretty cool.
100%, man. And by the way, they won another Super Bowl with that pewter uniform in 2020 with Tom Brady.
Yep.
So it's all about having the right quarterback. Brad Johnson and Tom Brady. That's about it.
Birds of a feather.
It's crazy because, and I don't mean to get too far off track here, but during those Buccaneers Super Bowls, both of them, the defense really won them those games. I mean, it wasn't like Tom had to do a whole lot. I mean, Gronk had a great game, but that defense got after Pat Mahomes. And then likewise against Rich Gannon. I mean, I just remember Derek Brooks and Dwight Smith. And
that Raiders offense looked unstoppable that year, too.
Yeah.
But Bill Callahan.
What's that?
Yeah.
Bill Callahan was their head coach.
Yep. But let's be honest, John Gruden kind of was the architect of that Raiders team and then kind of pushed the Bucs over the top. But, that Raiders team that offense was absolutely stacked, and the Bucs made them look like amateurs.
Oh, yeah.
That team was sick. Monty Kiffin needs to go down as one of the greatest defensive minds in the history of football.
Agreed. The Tampa 2, baby. Let's see here. Yeah, we got all the big guns in the chat here. I absolutely love it. Let's see. Trey saying the midnight black is cool, but it's really UFL. Doesn't thematically match a lot of the uniform thematically.
Yeah.
Time for UFL football also doesn't like it. Kelly Green Jets.
Yeah. Kelly Green.
All right, here's a question for Chris. How does Chris feel about the possibility of the Pats not being stupid during the draft?
Any hopes?
Listen, I wouldn't say that they've necessarily been stupid like in previous drafts. I just don't think that. I mean, we had some good pickups, but I just don't think that it really matched what we needed at the time. Especially when Tom Brady toward the tail end of his career, he needed some offensive weapons, and they just didn't provide him with what he needed to. I think at this point they've realized that whatever they were doing before is not working. So I do hope that they go out and get, especially the quarterback and some offensive players that they do need. I'm kind of looking forward to it. I'm excited because this is a new chapter in Patriots history, especially just post Tom Brady era. Is just kind of hard to see how they're going to rebuild one of the greatest dynasties that football's ever known, to see if they can get it back to somewhat of its glory, even just something respectable, playoffs or bust, but just, I'm looking forward to it.
Sure. Yeah.
It's kind of cool where you get to, well, no, I shouldn't say that because the Dolphins have spent my entire life starting over and rebuilding it from scratch. But it has to be kind of a cool thing for you, Chris. Seeing this is kind of the first time you've ever seen the Patriots just tear it down and build it back up from the ashes, like a phoenix rising from the ashes. So this is a first for you. So that's kind of cool. That's got to be kind of cool for you. If after like the fifth or sixth rebuild, it'll get old. I promise you.
He hasn't encountered that just yet, but I'm hoping there's many more rebuilds in the future for Chris. And I think Tom Brady did get to wear the creamsicle his last season as a Buccaneer because they just
Yeah, I
brought
believe
it
he
back.
did.
Yep. It's a good look, man. I like the creamsicles. I know a lot of people are kind of like hit or miss with it, but not bad at all. I actually have a John Lynch creamsicle jersey that my brother had given. I think he doesn't fit in it anymore, and that's really saying something because he thinks I do. He used to be a lot bigger than me, so this is tough.
Is it a throwback or like an original of it?
It's like the original. We're talking like 90s. It was like 93 when he was first drafted.
Wow.
He found it on, I think it's from Mitchell and Ness or something like that. But yeah, pretty cool. It's back there somewhere. Not bad. Houston Roughnecks have ugly helmets. Yeah, so I like their uniforms, but the helmets, like the half and half, it's kind of weird. I agree, Roy. I'm with you on that. Let's see. You starting from scratch, you need to get that quarterback. Well, hey, we're about to see what happens here because, fellas, I think we should probably start this mock draft soon here so we don't lose Keith because we want to make sure that he's able to do it with us. Last question here from Trey, and then we're going to start the draft. Anthony, you think the Jets could trade for Dak in 25?
I don't think they're going to. There's no need to. If they really, really desperately needed to sign him, they could next year. But to be honest with you, like if we don't win the Super Bowl this year, we don't win the Super Bowl next year, whole team's getting blown up, everybody's getting fired. So we're starting from scratch.
I agree. I would love to see that, by the way. I'm sorry.
It's going to happen.
Look at this.
I mean,
I'm looking at the Houston Roughnecks.
I think regardless of whether they win the Super Bowl or not, they might have to tear it down and build it back up because, unless, no, maybe not. If they win, maybe they won't. But it's going to be interesting to see what the Jets do post Rodgers.
I don't think it's going to be. I think it's just going to be a matter of they're going to re-sign Sauce. They're going to re-sign Garrett Wilson. They're going to re-sign like a lot of the young players. If they win the Super Bowl, then it's going to happen. If they don't win the Super Bowl, it's going to happen. Yeah. The only difference is going to be like who's going to be the quarterback. But this team, there's a reason they didn't re-sign Hassan Reddick for another year. Like if they win a Super Bowl, they're probably going to expect to bring the band back together. If they don't win the Super Bowl and Rodgers decides to run it off into the sunset, then what are we going to do? Like, we don't have any massive cap liabilities at that point. Like, we're just going to have to start again. Like, Tyron Smith is 4 years old.
Yeah.
Moses is 35 years old. Like, these were not long-term options. This team is not being built to, like, run it out for the next 3 or 4 years. This is not a long-term plan. Like, they're telling you up front, we win the Super Bowl, great. We don't win the Super Bowl, everybody gets fired anyway.
True. And I feel like it's such a dumb question to even ask. Like, if you get one Super Bowl out of this roster, I mean, how happy are you? Even if you suck for the next 10 years, and I think a lot of people felt like that was going to happen with the Rams, but it really didn't. But
as a personal fan of team building, I'm going to be like happy for an hour or two, but like, it's nice to see a long-term project. It's nice to have a Patrick Mahomes and know that your window's never closed, or a Josh Allen and know that ultimately your window's never really closed. Like, it sucks to hire mercenaries for
that window's closed. That window's closed for the Bills.
Anthony, I would take one Super Bowl for 10 years of terrible football.
In your lifetime, you had Dan Marino.
Yeah. And
like,
I've never seen the Dolphins. I haven't seen the Dolphins win a playoff game in 24 years. I want one Super Bowl before I die. If I get that, I can die a happy man.
Years of Chad Pennington.
What's that?
I had 2.5 years of Chad Pennington.
So did I.
Yeah, you did. That's right. Comeback player of the year, Chad Pennington, though. Yeah. Come on, Keith. Yeah. I'm with Keith on this one. But yes, let's go ahead and get this draft started, fellas. So we were going to randomize how we select these teams here. So let's see. I'll take the last remaining team. So let's see. I'm going to pick a number for each of these teams.
Okay.
And whatever one you pick, it's going to be either 1, 2, or 3. And whatever number you pick, that's the team you're going to get. So just pick a number 1, 2, or 3, Keith. I'm going to start with you.
Give me 3.
That's the Jets. Perfect. Okay. So you're getting the Jets. And I know you guys probably can't even see how I'm really doing this. I'm just kind of looking at the screen here. based on the order they go. But all right, Chris, 1 or 2?
Take number 1.
Number 1, you get the Bills. Love it. Let's see if he rebuilds with the quarterback.
Right. I'm tanking them.
Anthony, 1 or 2?
I don't have a choice. Mine is already done, right? Like one is going.
You get the Bills with the Dolphins, Anthony.
Yeah, so I have the
Patriots.
I have the Bills or the Dolphins. All right,
no, Patriots or Dolphins.
Patriots. Dolphins. All right, give me 2.
All right, you get the Patriots. Perfect.
Okay.
So I get the Dolphins.
All right.
Wow. All right, fellas, here we
we
go.
go.
I'm going to add to the. I'm going to share the screen here. So here's the deal: 4-round mock draft. Trades will be allowed. The draft speed, I'll just keep at normal. And I'm doing it on the Pro Football Network website because on the Pro Football Reference, or not Pro Football Reference, Pro Football Focus website, unfortunately, when you do the trades during the draft, the drop down doesn't show. So on this, it's a lot more transparent with how that all goes. It might not be as realistic, but we're going to go ahead and do it here. So without further ado, let's start this mock draft. So first up,
let's go.
We're going to have the New England Patriots being controlled by Mr. Keith. Or no. Anthony.
No, I have the Jets.
That's right. Anthony, my bad.
Who's on the board? All right, so we still have Jaden Daniels. We have Marvin Harrison. Reject both of these. I'm taking Marvin Harrison Jr.
Oh, baby. All right.
Yeah.
Chris, how you feeling about that pick,
Yeah.
Marvin Harrison Jr.?
Drake May's
You
gone.
kidding me?
I mean, Drake May's gone, so of course, this is the next best pick.
Sure. All right, the Jets are on the clock. Keith.
All right, so let me see who's been taken, Jay.
Absolutely.
So the big 3 receivers are off the board.
Yeah, wow. And the first 6 picks.
So I've seen Joe Alt's gone, Fashanu's gone. Wow. Okay. Leatu Latu went
Atlanta.
Went to the Falcons. Okay. Dallas Turner. Not that I was going to take them for the Jets anyway. But so at this point, I've seen Brock Bowers mocked to the Jets a lot.
Yeah.
But don't do it, man. That is not cool.
What's that?
Friends don't make other friends draft tight ends in the first round.
No. I'm gonna see my trade back options here, Jay.
Okay. Let's take a look at them. So
I know
Denver.
Anthony doesn't want Brock Bowers, so I'm not gonna do that to him.
That's fair. So you got Denver offering pick 12 and their second round pick next year.
Reject that.
Okay. That was the only offer.
Okay. You know what? Let's go with Talise Fuaga.
Oh, I know Anthony likes that pick. Talise Fuaga, you are a New York Jet. Very nice. Anthony probably loves that, huh?
Oh, yeah. I'm thrilled with that pick. I would have been okay
All
with
right.
the trade for a few spots and getting them, but still happy with it.
So, yeah, absolutely. I'm going to see what we have here available. So it looks like Jared Verse, Brian Thomas Jr. at 19. Oof. A lot of tackles going off the board here. Brock Bowers.
AJ McCarthy to the Saints.
Yeah. How about that? Interesting. Okay. So this is Keith, this is kind of a no-brainer for me, man. I've said this if I was the Buffalo Bills. I'm running to the podium if Byron Murphy's available there. Okay. I mean, for him to be around at 21, I feel like defensive line is a need for you guys. You could still get a good offensive lineman in the second round. So I'm going to go ahead. I will take a look quickly just at the trade offers. So we had 3 total, 1 from the Niners for pick 31, second round for next year, Steelers and Lions. But this is just...
I'm going to let you do your thing, let you do.
Yeah.
I would have taken that Lions offer.
Okay. That's fair.
But, you're the
Let's
GM.
take a look at that, actually. Hold on. So they are including, and here's the thing, that's a good point, because you guys don't have a third round
or a fourth round.
Or fourth.
So with this, we pick up an extra second rounder. But again, Jake, you're the GM. I'm not.
I know. Here's the thing, too. You look at who's on the board. You got Graham Barton and Jackson Powers Johnson, which would address your offensive line need.
J.C. Latham's on the board right now.
You like tackle better, huh?
I love J.C. Latham. I love the power that
Jason Latham's fun to watch, man.
Yeah, he's fun to watch.
Look, I'm going to shut up. I'm going to mute my mic.
You know what? I'm sticking to my guns here. I could trade at another time. I'm taking Byron Murphy, damn it. Let's go. Hey, you just got Aaron Donald 2.0, so.
Yeah, Byron Murphy it is. I like it.
There you go. All right, Keith. Or
no, we're rejecting.
I'm all over the place.
Yeah. Yep. We're rejecting the trades. I like to stay with my picks, so we're rejecting the trade.
All right.
Reject. All trades getting rejected. Okay, let's see who went already. Okay. Okay, let's take a look at our wide receivers. We need to get Josh Allen some help this season. Up, Adonai Mitchell.
Good pick.
That's your guy?
Yes, that's our guy.
Oh, baby. Anthony loves that pick.
I do.
All right. New England. So we got a couple.
That trade is like the second and the third next year are fake picks.
Right. Agreed. Yep. And then you got pick 50 and another.
Yes.
Next year.
Never happened. Reject both of those two. Let's go ahead and take a look at offensive tackle. See who's left.
Ooh, Tyler Guyton. Interesting.
No value.
I don't like it.
What's up?
Like no, I don't
Tyler Guyton.
Yeah, Guyton's too skinny for me. That dude gets rocked a lot. He doesn't have any power yet. He looks like a giraffe out there. Too high-waisted for me. I like him a little bit thicker.
Well, there's going to be time to picking him up, but right now.
That's one way to discuss a prospect.
Oh, I love it. Yes, agreed, Roy.
Let's take a look at the defense real quick. What do you have? What do you have for the big boys up front?
Let's see. D tackles.
Rook, no. He attacks guys with his face. No hand fight at all in that one's game. Edge. Darius Robinson, still too high for me for here. No, there's no linebackers in this class. Cornerback, real quick. TJ Tampa. I like Ennis Rakestraw, but again, there's no value here. There's no value at the board right now. You're killing me.
Yeah, this is wild.
Go back to offense again.
There's value
available here. Man, I'm not taking Bo Nix. Don't do that.
It all just depends on what you find valuable.
I mean, Graham Barton's all right, but like, I struggle with Graham Barton because, like, as a tackle, he had no power.
Yeah.
Is that going to translate to guard? Is that going to translate? Like, do I care if that translates to center? Like, I don't know that I want that in my life. I don't want to double down on wide receiver. Cooper Beebe's a little bit early. I don't want to trade back, so all the trade back offers were terrible. Was Cooper DeJean still there?
He was.
Man.
Talk about a value pick. I would say that's a value pick.
Yeah.
I mean, it's a value pick, but like where does he fit in this?
Yeah, defense? I don't know if he's a fit. That's the thing with the scheme. Yeah.
It's not great. You know what? I'm gonna try to JR to
saying Penix Jr.
Like
Roy's
any
saying
of
Penix
these right now. Wide receiver again one more time, sorry.
Yes. Let's see. Keon Coleman.
I think in the second round, I mean, speaking as a New York New England Patriots representative, I say we got to go quarterback if we didn't get our man in the first round.
There's no quarterback in this. You don't want 24, 25-year-old Bo Nix. Like, you'd rather roll it back with Bailey Zappi and try again next year.
The Zappening.
Spencer Rattler at 100.
No.
Spencer Rattler is like better than Bo Nix. I'll take Spencer Rattler over Bo Nix straight up.
I really do like Spencer Rattler. He has come a long way for me.
Yeah, that dude's got mad arm talent. Like,
he does,
and he's got a YOLO ball mentality. You can settle him down a little bit. You might get like you might get a luxury Gardner Minshew, and there's worse in the NFL than that.
For sure. Did you see Gardner Minshew's shirt, by the way, that he showed up with?
I did to the Crosby for Max Crosby. You know what? I might try Rattler. You know what? Give me a wide receiver. Show me the wide receiver. I'm going to take another wide receiver. It's either going to be Keon Coleman or Xavier Leggett. Let's go.
Wow. Okay. Sorry, Jake.
That hurts, man. That hurts.
Interesting.
You got Marvin Harrison Jr. and Xavier Leggett. Bailey Zappi is about to have. You know what? No. Jacoby Brissett is about to have the greatest season ever as a pro with those two guys. Are you kidding me? Wow.
Maybe.
Man. All right. So
I'm muting my mic. I'm not even going to try and.
Well, this is a crazy trade offer, by the way. A first rounder and a third rounder for your second.
That's a good deal.
I mean, it is a good deal. The problem is I just feel like I'm going to reject this because it's a fake pick. I would take this in real life, but I'm going to reject it because it's a fake pick. Let's take a look.
Dude, I saw Ricky Pearsall working out with Waddle and Tyreek Hill.
I saw that
that's
too.
That's a real thing, man.
Yeah.
Ricky Pearsall's good. Nobody told that dude he's white, but he is. But
he looked great.
He goes on the I don't play like a white receiver team.
Yep.
Him and Don need more size at the position, and Pearsall doesn't provide that.
Right.
What do you mean? He's 6'1".
He don't look like it. I mean, Jalen Waddle's supposedly 6'1" too.
He's 6'1" and he catches outside of his frame. He's a phenomenal pick. 9.8 RAS score, 9.90 RAS score. That dude is freakishly athletic.
I'm intrigued.
I'm telling you right now, that dude's terrible. Don't let that RAS score get.
I haven't watched. Yeah, I have not watched a lot of tape on Roger Rosengarten.
He's awful. Yeah,
I'll stay away from him. Christian Mahogany is interesting. Cedric Van Pran. I just feel like, again, value-wise here, I mean, I want to go offensive line. But I just, at 55, I almost want to go receiver here, Keith.
I'm telling you, Ricky Pearsall is the guy.
I like Ricky Pearsall. He's
going to go in the second round in real life.
I think he will too. I actually like Jalen Polk more, to be honest with you, though.
Polk's a good blocker. Polk's a really good blocker. He goes on that, no block, no rock team. He's good.
Yeah. I mean, here's the thing, too. You could go slot receiver here and take Malachi Corley because you don't really have. I mean, he runs like a running back. I like Malachi Corley. Jalen Polk, though.
Polk's good.
I think I'm going Jalen Polk here, Keith. Let me get you a weapon. We'll address O-line again. Don't worry. Actually, your next pick is not on the board, so we're going to make a trade. That's what we're going to do. Because otherwise, your draft is done. So, with that being said, we have to see who has...
Who is trying to trade up to give you a first-round pick earlier?
Tampa. So we know that they have the 89 pick.
89 plus something else.
Yeah. Let's go 89 for... You know what?
55.
These picks don't count, right?
55. See if they'll give you 89 and 92, yeah.
You like that? 55 for 89 and 92. That's not bad. All right. Well, we got 2 third-rounders there. Had to do something, right?
I like it.
I'm just thinking that is – I don't want to just end there. We can't do that. So, and I was a little unsure. So, all right, Keith.
Oh, this
Keith.
is
I
Anthony.
keep saying Keith. Chris.
Oh, no, this is Chris, isn't it?
Chris.
Yeah,
I keep
Chris.
getting confused. I'm sorry.
We're rejecting all trades because they don't matter. All trades get rejected.
Wow. All trades get rejected. Okay.
Ooh, that's a nice trade.
Yeah, I
Hold
didn't
on.
mind that.
We would have gotten one. Oh, wait. We're not even go to 144, so it's fake pick, too.
Okay, let's see. I'm torn between whether or not to get the Bills some offensive help to continue to pad that offensive weaponry, or to kind of look toward that defense. Who do we have in the safety department?
Safety.
Mm-hmm.
Cole Bishop. I like Cole Bishop. Be a nice fit defense, I'll tell you that. All right, I'm not going to say
Jaden
anymore.
Hicks would be a nice fit too.
Who's that? Jaden Hicks? I love Jaden Hicks. He's huge.
Yeah. So I'm torn between Devontae Walker on the offensive side to get him some more weapons, or Jaden Hicks for safety. Take a look at Devontae Walker.
Tez Walker, baby. Where is he?
Wide receiver.
Yeah. Big fan. Big fan of him in the third round, though. Not a big fan of him right now, to be honest with you. I'm not super, super high on Tez. But, hey, this is all on you, Chris. Whatever you want to do, brother.
You know what? Let me get Jaden Hicks. I'm going Jaden Hicks.
Yeah, I think they're not giving him enough credit here in the rankings because I am a big Jaden Hicks fan, so I do not mind this one bit. He's a big safety. Plays well at the line of scrimmage, too. Athletic.
Fake pick now.
Wow.
We're going to round 4, so we're not going to get 129, I don't think. I think that's 5th round. So I'll pass on this one, too.
Okay.
Wow.
What do we have? What do we need?
I love that, Weston. I love it.
What do we need? Just about everything? What do we have? Almost nothing.
Yeah, so far, looking at the Patriots picks, Marvin Harrison Jr. and Xavier Leggett. Unbelievable. I mean,
it's a good start.
That is insane.
Good start.
So my Lord.
Points first. All right, what do we have on offense? We got Jonathan Brooks, Ricky Pearsall still there.
That's crazy. That is crazy, I got to say.
Yeah. What do we have for offensive tackles left?
Your boy.
Blake Fisher done.
All right.
Let's go.
I like that pick.
All right, Anthony. I'm gonna get you. I'm gonna get you Ricky Pearsall.
Oh, thank you. This man knows my heart.
That's a great name.
It's a good value. I actually like Roman Wilson more than Ricky Pearsall, but since you like Ricky Pearsall so much, we'll go with him.
There you go. Wow. Jets on fire right now.
Mm-hmm.
Whoever's picking for him, he knows his job.
Very friendly draft.
And you know what? I love that none of us decided to just go all kickers for each other here. You know.
Well, you know, the temptation was there, Jake.
I was thinking about it.
I think I'm going to make the most of these third rounders here, guys. I'm going to reject both of these. Now, let's take a look. Dom Pooney's not bad.
We didn't get them a wide receiver yet.
No, we did not.
My absolute favorite guy ever. No, we already have enough Dolphins that smack women.
You're right.
Malik Washington.
Oh, dude. Talk about this guy is insane. He was one of my honorable mentions talking about the receiver class this year. Like, he's only 5'9", but electric. Gonna be a really, really good slot receiver in the league. Honestly, I think he's gonna be a day one starter for any team as a slot guy. Like, he is legit. I
think that there's going to be years where
I don't mind that.
In targets.
Yeah, I agree.
I don't think that at all.
That Javon Baker's on here too. Wow.
Yeah, I like Javon Baker a lot.
Woo. So do I go with a little more size with Javon Baker? Or do I go with Malik Washington, the slot guy who's going to take over for Braxton Berrios?
I don't think we can take Braxton Berrios away.
Now listen, I bet the over.
I am muting my mic.
I personally really do like Javon Baker as well. And
Braxton the GOAT.
For Keith's sake, and because I did bet the over on Braxton Berrios catches this year, over 40 catches, 40 and a half, I'm going to go with Javon Baker.
Terrible bet. Okay.
92 for pick 104. I don't think so. But maybe we get back into the fourth round here, huh? Let's see. By the way, you guys are more than welcome to propose trades as well, too. Like, I know I haven't really been doing that for you guys, so I apologize, giving the Dolphins an unfair advantage here. I'm not really sure. I don't know who has a ton of fourth rounders. Nope. Just gonna kind of take a shot in the dark on this and see, because at this point of the draft, so we got pick 101 there. Could get to 101. That would be nice. Let's see what we can do. Let's trade one of these late rounders and maybe next year's fifth for 101. See if they do it. Probably not. No, no chance. Yeah, that was dumb. Let's try it one more time here. Let's go back to Carolina. I do like that 101. Early round.
Well, you tried.
I did. Maybe next year's fourth and 158. Let's see. Oh, all right. One more time, guys. One more time. We got to do it. We got to make this happen. We got to get Keith into the fourth here. This is tough. Damn it, Tom Brady. You know look what he did. All right. We'll go. Let's just go next year's third. Next year's third and just throw away. Why not? Oh, my goodness.
Rough.
Stingy. I think you're actually allowed 5 total, so I'm just going to go for it, guys.
All right. Looks like you're not budging.
They are not budging. We are trying for this, though. Let's go a third and, I don't know, 158?
They ought to take that.
There we go. Yeah. My goodness. All right. We got you into the fourth round, Keith. I had to do it for you.
Nice.
Now, looking at the board, not loving. Mason McCormick is interesting. Brandon Coleman, I haven't watched a ton of tape on. Let's take a look at Edge. Jalix Hicks.
Jonah Ellis is still there. You gotta be kidding me.
Who's that?
Jonah Ellis is still there?
I know.
What are we doing?
Listen, I know how Keith feels about him.
Rated above Jonah Ellis. Javon
I don't know.
Solid. Are we kidding?
I don't know.
Muhammad Kamara almost 200? What?
That's insane.
What?
So Keith is not a huge Jonah Ellis guy. We talked about this on our Sunday show. He doesn't love the shoulder injury, of course, and
I don't think it's
Jonah Ellis is like one of the second or third youngest edges in this class.
He is young.
He did what he did last year as like a 19 or 20-year-old.
I hear you, Anthony.
He's the son of an NFL player, the nephew of an NFL player. His brothers are in the NFL. This dude is born to play.
Good bloodlines. Trey's saying give the Dolphins some O-line. Protect Tua. Trey, any suggestions here?
What's the lift there?
Roger.
That ship sailed.
Yeah.
If it's me, I'm taking Goncalves, and I'll tell you why. Goncalves, while he's not particularly good with the run, the one part of the game that he's actually fairly solid on right now is pass blocking.
I like that.
He's very solid in terms of pass blocking. He doesn't have a lot of power, and he doesn't have a lot of projection.
He's raw.
But he could be a day one-ish starter in the NFL. If you want more projection, you've got Christian Jones. You've got, I haven't watched Delmar Glaze. Javon Foster, I didn't love his tape. He has the projection. He's got the power, but like his hands were so inaccurate, like landing his initial punch. Guys would just go right past him. For me, if I'm just going, I want a solid tackle that I think could start in the NFL, it would be Gun Kelvez.
Okay.
But there's not a lot of value in that. Maybe guard. What's there?
That's what I'm thinking. I'm looking at guard. I actually really
Zach Zinter's decent. Zach Zinter's decent.
Zach Zinter is good. Yeah.
Zinter's decent.
But is this too early?
I don't care.
He would have been a second-round pick if it wasn't for his injury.
That's true.
Zinter, I think, is solid. Javion Cohen, I actually like him. He's the guy that I was talking about. Can call out.
I like him too.
Miami let him call out protection. I don't think he's an older guard prospect, so he's not necessarily got that projection that the younger ones do. I don't think that he's physically super gifted, but he's another guy that I think can go into the NFL and start right away. Mason McCormick, that dude's all projection.
I know he is.
His tape's not good. Brandon Coleman, I thought was going to be better because he's got one of those high RAS scores.
Smokes.
Yeah. But it doesn't necessarily show up on tape very much. He's not nearly as solid as Steve Avila was last year. I was expecting to see Brandon Coleman in the same sort of Steve Avila kind of mold, very solid guard, could come in immediately and be pretty good. And that's the opposite of what I saw on tape. Again, super athleticism. Coach him up.
Look, I have to leave in about a minute here, guys, but I'll say this, Jake. I appreciate you trying your best, but the problem with going defensive tackle in the first round is that there is a tier of offensive linemen, and
absolutely
that it kind of once the run on offensive linemen started, now we're into guys guys like
projections.
Projections. Zach Zinter. As Roy Collins pointed out, he may have a redshirt year after that leg injury. He's probably right about that. Just there's not a lot of value to be had right now on the offensive line, and that is the biggest need for the Dolphins. I
actually would have went Dom Pooney if he was available. I actually like that kid a lot. Talk about versatility. He's big too. He's 6'5", 3 something. I'm gonna actually not go with an offensive lineman right now because I think these guys will be available even in the 4th round. So I'm going to wait. And you're not going to love me on this one here, Keith.
Fair enough.
Based on just value, in my opinion, I'm going to take Jonah Ellis here.
Fair enough.
So I'm going to roll with it.
I have to get out of here, guys.
All right, brother. Yep. Ooh, Trey's saying I should get a center there. Okay, so the Vikings would like to trade pick 108 to me. I'm going to reject that. And let's take a look. So Tanner Bortolini is available. Bo Limmer. Do I like those guys more than a Zinner? I don't know. Center position right now, obviously, who did they just signed someone, right? Or they just signed a guard, right? Or no, they did sign a center. Aaron Brewer, right? Guard/center.
They might have. I don't remember.
I believe it was. Yeah. So I don't know if I want to go interior or if I want to go tackle here. But I definitely think you have to go offensive line with this pick.
I don't disagree.
Do I go with the projected? Roger Rosengarten in the 4th, I don't think is awful.
Most of these guys, you're gonna have to coach them up some way or the other.
True. I'm gonna go Roger Rosengarten.
Okay.
I'm gonna roll with it. Yep. And there's his draft. I don't know if Keith's gonna love that. I hope I did him some justice there, but
no trade backs because we're not getting any more picks, and we're already in the 4th round. So let's go ahead and leave this here. Where are we at? Quarterback. What do we have left? Is Spencer Rattler still there? Tell me he's there. Tell Spencer Rattler it is.
Go get Xavier Leggett.
Tell me you don't love it.
That's a great pick. I love
We'll
this Pats draft, I gotta say.
we'll see how that pans out. It's not a bad
Yeah.
draft. I can't complain at all.
All right, so this is Keith operating with the Jets here.
All right, what are we already taking? What did the Jets already have?
Yeah, let's take a look here. So Ricky
All right.
Pearsall and Talise Fuaga.
Okay, Pearsall and Fuaga. I mean, seems like this team is trying to win this year.
Mm-hmm.
So, like,
Wow, that's crazy.
I mean, Jermaine Burton is a really, really
I
good
know.
deep ball receiver, and
That's wild in the 4th round too. Like that's
he will be prone to smack a hoe. We found that out already.
true.
So that ain't good. I don't think that Joe Douglas would make that pick,
Probably not.
but I'm not
Else
Joe
is
Douglas. Go ahead and take him. Let's do it.
All
Roll
right,
the dice.
Jermaine Burton, it is.
Let's go.
I mean, in the 4th round, this dude has insane talent. It's just a damn
His-
shame that
His hands are
off-the-field-
phenomenal. He can shake a cornerback about as well as anybody can. Amazing deep ball tracking skills. Like,
Yep.
he does what you want out of a first-round wide receiver. He happens to be here in the 4th round because of character,
Right.
which matters, but still.
Oh yeah.
Well,
right,
we're
Chris.
gonna reject these
Chris.
picks, of course.
Yep.
Exactly. Let's see what we have at the running back department. We want to get James Cook some
Ooh.
help next year.
Ooh, I like it.
You know who I like for the Bills here,
Who's that?
if I'm being honest? And I know it seems
Tyrone-
like a reach on the
Tyrone
board right now.
Tracy.
Tyrone Tracy. I was going to say
Mm.
Tyrone Tracy.
Okay.
Yep.
All right.
Exactly. That's my
You gonna
pick.
take
Let's go.
Hell yeah. Let's take a look to 5'11",
course.
209. They don't have a scouting report on him, but yeah, I actually do like this kid is rising on some boards. I've seen it as of late. Would be a
Yeah.
nice fit, I think, in the backfield for
Mhm.
us. So nice complimentary back. All right. Back to the Bills, Chris.
Okay. Let's see who we have on the wide receiver chart.
Woo. A lot of weapons.
Mhm. It's gonna be an interesting one.
Take a look at the
I
defense real
got
quick.
my maybe we should go. Let's go to edge. Let's go to edge rushers. See if my guy is there.
That's insane.
Yeah.
Insane.
Let's go Muhammad Kamara.
My boy.
I love that pick. I'm a big fan of that pick. Hell yeah, Chris. All right.
Gotta do the Bills some justice.
Yeah.
All right. Jets' last pick. Let's go ahead and take a look again at defense. Kamara's now off the board. Jordan Jefferson I would like, but I don't know.
A lot of potential.
Yeah, let's take Jordan Jefferson.
What do you think about Tyler Davis, by the way?
He's all right. I prefer Jordan Davis. Jordan Jefferson. The thing about Tyler Davis that I don't love is that he doesn't have like initial like burst. Like he's usually like second or third step before he really gets some momentum, and he's fairly strong, but he's not at the level of like, as I said, Jordan Jefferson, like just hodoring to interior offensive linemen. That dude's at a different level of strong. Let's go Jordan Jefferson.
I love it. By the way, I do want to give a shout out to Christian Boyd too. Big fan. I've been watching. Look at his RAS though. I don't. That's crazy.
Yeah.
But
so I watched they on YouTube, whatever, like they showed his pro day, they showed his bench press, and he had like 38 reps on the 225, but I swear to God, that dude bounced everything.
Yeah,
like it was just like boing, boing, boing. Yeah. Like it was not like controlled at all. Like I get why he didn't do it at the combine.
Mm-hmm.
They wouldn't have gotten any of those.
And there it is. There it is, guys. So just a quick recap. So Chris was controlling the Buffalo Bills. We took A.D. Mitchell with 28. Jaden Hicks, another need, safety. Love that. Tyrone Tracy at 128, who we believe is a sleeper. And then Muhammad Kamara, who I just don't know why he's ranked so low on this particular website. But I like what you did here, Chris. I think you did a lot of really good things. These dudes are going to be contributors, and these dudes could be starters on the team. He will be a starter on the team. Jaden Hicks, probably a matter of time.
My pleasure, Jake.
We signed
My pleasure, Jake.
Hell yeah. I love it, man. Dolphins, listen, we got a generational talent here in Byron Murphy, okay? So I don't feel too bad about it. Keith was right because there was a run on offensive linemen pretty much a little before that and after that, especially. So there wasn't a whole lot left to roll with. Ended up trading back into the third round. We got Javon Baker, who I think is great value. Jonah Ellis, another great value pick. And then Roger Rosengarten, who I think in the fourth round, that's not terrible. I've seen him go as early as a late first rounder to an early second rounder in some mock drafts, which is wild. But in the fourth round, I feel pretty good about that. And now for, in my opinion, what was the best draft. You get Marvin Harrison Jr., my favorite prospect, Xavier Leggett, Blake Fisher at tackle. I mean, these are all needs, guys. And in my opinion, maybe all starters. Spencer Rattler has a chance to actually play, especially with the current state of the New England Patriots quarterback. So, yeah, this is a really, you hit a home run on this one, Anthony. Great job there.
I didn't like it at first, but honestly, with us losing Drake May so early, that I feel like it was a really good pick. So, thank you, Anthony. Thank you.
Hell yeah. Yeah, I would not love it for the Bills fans, obviously, but love it for you, Chris. Weston saying he loves Jonah Ellis. I think, I mean, he's got the bloodlines. Caden Ellis plays in the league. He's got a couple other brothers, too, who played in the league.
He's got two brothers that are in the league. I forget who the other one is. Uncle played in the league. Dad is Luther Ellis.
Yeah. It's there. The football IQ is there. The ability is there.
Technique is there for an edge rusher.
Absolutely.
Did you see that his did you see when he did test his flexibility, like his short shuttle and his 3-cone were both like super elite. Like his 3-cone was like a 10 RAS. It's like the highest 3-cone ever recorded for an edge player.
Are you serious?
Yeah.
Holy smoke, man. You know what's wild? I did see this the other day. Spencer Brown was a 10 RAS score.
Yes. Yeah.
That's wild to me. That's crazy. Top. I mean, he is a good athlete, but like, man, it's crazy to see. The Jets, listen, we got the Jets some protection of. We got them 2 weapons in Ricky Pearsall and Jermaine Burton. Hopefully Jermaine Burton can figure out those off-the-field issues. And then Jordan Jefferson, who is just a mammoth and a strong MFer. I mean, this dude. And I think great value picks with all of these guys. So, yeah, not bad for the Jets. Overall, I think I'm going to give it to Anthony for best overall draft. But, I think for the most part, guys, we did a really nice job here. A lot of good value picks for each team. And, man, like I said, we're a week and a half away. So we will be going live on draft day on the Nickel City Rush Hour show. Yes. And we'd love to have you guys join us on draft night. That'd be fun.
For sure.
Pop in. We'll be live all night. So we'll have someone on that stream at any point during the draft. So that'll be a good time. Trey saying
I'll be there.
Daquan Jones had a bad RAS.
Are we going live all 3 days?
Probably just day one. We may go live. We might go live Friday. I know I won't be able to, but obviously, we'll talk it over. I mean, we can make that happen.
Okay.
It'll be fun for sure. But yeah, guys, this was a great time. I appreciate it. Thank you to everyone out there in the chat. We appreciate you guys. We appreciate the input. And Weston saying Xavier Leggett at 32. Yes, we did see Mel Kiper's latest mock. And, I didn't love that. I love the fact that the Bills get Brian Thomas. I'm good with that. But hate that my favorite receiver in the draft is going to go to the Chiefs. So a little bittersweet. Roy saying, bring your pee bottles for the live stream. Yeah, absolutely, Roy. Wanted to put some plumbing down here for that reason alone, right? But the problem is my wife did say if I put a bathroom in this man cave, she'd never see me again, which fair statement. So going to have to bring the pee bottle. You know?
Oh God. You got no idea what's going on underneath his hoodie.
Oh yeah, brother. Thank God.
No pants underneath his hoodie.
Just heads up right here, you know, right?
Got the voluntary
funny.
catheter over there, huh, Jake?
That's right. That's right. Hey, I've thought about it a few times. I'm not gonna lie. That's just pure laziness, though, on my end. But hey, here we are. But fellas, this was fun. Appreciate you guys. It was fun to get the gang back together. Next week, we'll talk about potentially doing a show on Tuesday. Obviously, it could be a final like 7-round mock, which we probably have to get right into because Keith only usually has an hour with us.
For sure.
So we can talk about doing that Tuesday night, and then obviously Thursday night for the draft. So we will see you all there. Again, you guys have a fantastic night. Thank you, everyone, for joining us. Be sure to like, comment, and subscribe. And I'm going to start off by saying go Bills. Chris?
Pats Nation.
Anthony?
Jet up.
And fins up for Keith. Fins down for Keith.
I mean,
Hey, guys, take care. Thank you all so much. Have a great night.